EC department. I warmly welcome each and everyone for this interactive session with the world's youngest data scientist, Master Siddharth Pilli. I invite him in this classroom. It is a round of applause. Also, I invite Siddharth Pilli, father, Mr. Siddharth Pilli, and his mother, and his little brother too. Yeah, it's a great privilege for me to stand in front of you. I, Dr. Praveen Dressington, Associate Professor from EC Department, to read a fantastic profile, Master Siddharth Pilli, 14-year-old world's youngest data scientist. Age is just a number. In a generation where kids dream of playing video games, watching cartoons, and traveling the world, a school-going kid would not even comprehend what artificial intelligence is unless he is explained. Who would even wonder that a boy at the young age 14 can be aware of not just artificial intelligence, but HTML, Python programming, and machine learning? He is none other than Siddharth Pilli, world's youngest data scientist. He is an ordinary kid we come across in everyday life, coming from a family where both parents happen to be software employees. Siddharth studied earlier in Guntur, Canada, and is now in Sri Chaitanya Techno School, Hyderabad, where he has been awarded Whiz Kid by Dr. B.S. Rao, founder of Sri Chaitanya Institutions, and achieved many prestigious awards. Siddharth's journey started from video games. It might seem odd, as parents nowadays are really worried about children being stuck to the screen without intervals, where he was in the 4th standard, just like any other kid. He used to play games on his mobile and laptop. Suddenly, one day, he got curious about video games and asked me, means his father, a surprising question: how are these games made? Said by Siddharth's father, Mr. Rajkumar Pilli. Mr. Rajkumar Pilli patiently explained how games are developed by using programming languages. This sparked curiosity in Siddharth's young mind. That's when he told his father, "Dad, I am ready to learn programming languages." Since then, his father has been a crucial part of his life in learning programming and understanding complex techniques along his ways. His father showed him how games are created, how coding and programming logic are significant in the functioning of video games. He also got him books on the basics of programming and C language, along with a laptop for programming. When it came to doubts, his father indulged him in the habit of self-learning through Google, Within 1 year, he completed the C language course. He tried to write some small programs and explain the logic behind the programs. He wanted to make a game on his own, which drove him to learn the languages quickly, said by his father, Mr. Rajkumar Pilli. After learning the basics, Siddharth moved on to acquire the knowledge of machine learning such as SkyPy and others. He took paid courses, downloaded a few materials from several websites to quickly master Python and machine learning skills. With persistence in his learning, Siddharth mastered C programming, Java, SQL, HTML, CSS, and whatnot. Today, he knows 6 different programming languages. Later, Siddharth advanced to learning trending technologies, AI, data science, when he was in class 6. His father also tried to enroll him in a coaching institute, but he was not allowed, citing his age was an issue. Initially, when we used to go for demos in coaching institutes, teachers used to think that I means his father. I am the one coming for the classes. When I told them it was for my son, they rejected us. They said that they could not let him join because of his age and that the courses would be difficult for him, said Mr. Rajkumar Pilli. Despite constant rejections, his father did not step down. He ensured that Siddharth got access to knowledge through online courses. Once his courses was completed and he had gained good command over data science and AI, he asked his father if he could apply for jobs. He told him no and said that he would need some graduate degree to apply to first. And even there his age would be an issue. But the boy insisted on trying for jobs and began his search on various job portals. His father even prepared a resume for him. Their family friend who works at a company who was impressed with Siddharth's skills asked Siddharth to apply for an opening in data science at his company. His application was rejected by HR, but his resume still managed to catch the eyes of the CEO. He was later called for an interview and got selected. When the CEO of this company saw his profile, he was impressed with his skills and wanted to meet him. During the interview, he was asked about several machine learning modules. He was also asked to demonstrate his competence through his data science projects. Siddharth is balancing his education well with his job under special permission for attending school for 3 days a week and working on the remaining 3 days. Recently, Siddharth developed a machine learning COVID-19 dashboard to identify COVID-19 cases worldwide. The main goal behind this project was to focus on the impact of COVID-19 in India. He is also working with IIT Bombay, IIT Hyderabad on a few prestigious AI/ML projects and has been selected to work for an AI/ML internship at Andhra University. In a time where teenagers dream of traveling around the world, Siddharth is a true inspiration for every person in the country to aspire for big dreams. He proved that age is not a criteria when it comes to defining intelligence. As a youngster with the dreams to conquer uncorrected boundaries for his age, Siddharth is an inspiration to every child in the world. He has shown that it is not hard to succeed if we have the courage and enough pursuance with a great guidance. His journey is an example for every father that with enough nourishment and grooming, their child can do wonders at a very young age. His family represents the development of India with growing technology by teaching their child at a very young age. The father-son duo signifies the precious bond of a parent and their love towards his son and their future. When asked about his father to Siddharth, he always says, "The person who helped me a lot to get a job at young age is my dad, who used to show me different biographies and teach me coding. Everything I am today because of him." And he was here in front of us to interact with us. And we heartily and warmly welcome here. Before that, I invite our respected principal to talk few words.
Good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
ఈ ప్రొఫైల్ చూసిన తర్వాత డెఫినెట్గా మంచి ఎక్కడ ఉన్నా, నాలెడ్జ్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నా, ఏజ్తో సంబంధం లేకుండా వాళ్ళ దగ్గరికి తీసుకోమని చెప్పారు పెద్దలు. అలాగే చెడు ఎక్కడున్నా పెద్దవాళ్ళు అయినప్పటికీ వాళ్ళ జోలికి వెళ్ళొద్దు అనేది ఇంకొక నానుడు. ఇవాళ ఈ ప్రోగ్రాం పెట్టడానికి ముఖ్య ఉద్దేశం ఏంటంటే మీలో ఒక మోటివేషన్ రావాలి డెఫినెట్గా. అలాగే ఇప్పుడు వరల్డ్ లీడ్ చేస్తున్నటువంటి టెక్నాలజీస్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో, డేటా సైన్స్ కావచ్చు, ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్, మెషిన్ లెర్నింగ్ కావచ్చు, ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్, డేటా సైన్స్, అఫ్ కోర్స్ వీఆర్ ప్రౌడ్ టు సే వీఆర్ స్టార్టెడ్ దీస్ కోర్సెస్ ఇన్ ద లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. అండ్ రాబోయే టైంలో కూడా వీటికి ఉన్నటువంటి మంచి ఫ్యూచర్, మీరు దాని యొక్క ఇంపార్టెన్స్ని తెలుసుకుంటే డెఫినెట్గా మంచి పొజిషన్లో ఉంటారు. ఈవెన్ at the end of the course, many companies are ready to take the candidates who are completed their graduation in emerging areas like data science. Starting salary is about 80 lakhs per annum. Recently I hear the news, one person he has gone to US, he has completed his MS in data science. He got an opportunity once after completion of his MS, immediately got the opportunity of 80 lakhs per annum. Of course he is not a computer science graduate in graduation level. He is of course electronic background student who has completed his MS. He got that package. నిజంగా ఇంత చిన్న వయసులో అటువంటి స్కిల్స్ అక్వైర్ చేయడం అనేది అది ఒక విధంగా గాడ్ నుంచి వచ్చినటువంటి ఒక స్కిల్ అని నేను అనుకుంటాను. దాదాపుగా కొంతమందికి ఆ స్కిల్స్, ఎక్స్టర్నల్ స్కిల్స్ అనేవి గాడ్ ఇస్తారు. అటువంటి పిల్లవాడిని వాళ్ళ పిల్లవాడిగా ఇది చేసినటువంటి వాళ్ళ తల్లిదండ్రులకి ఫస్ట్ నేను నా అప్రిషియేషన్స్ తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. అలాంటి అవకాశం దేవుడు వాళ్ళకి ఇచ్చినందుకు. అలాగే ఈ రోజున మన ఇండియన్ సిఇఓస్ టాప్ లెవెల్లో మీరు కనుక చూస్తే, ఫ్రమ్ మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ సత్య నాదెళ్ల కానీ, తర్వాత గూగుల్ సిఇఓ సుందర్ పిచాయ్ కానీ, రీసెంట్గా ట్విట్టర్కి సంబంధించి కూడా మన ఇండియన్ సిఇఓ ఒకళ్ళు ఆల్రెడీ మీకు తెలుసు, పరాగ్ అగర్వాల్. టాప్ సిఇఓస్ అందరూ కూడా మన ఇండియన్స్. ఎందుకు అలా జరుగుతుందంటే నాకు తెలిసినంత వాటికి టెక్నికల్ స్కిల్స్కి సంబంధించి ఇండియన్స్కి ఉన్నంత పరిజ్ఞానం, ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ కమ్యూనికేషన్స్లో మనం ఏదైనా బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ మనం ఏదైనా పూర్గా ఉండొచ్చేమో, కానీ బట్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ సాల్వింగ్ ఆర్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ రైటింగ్ ఏ కోడ్ ఆర్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ వీఆర్ ద బెస్ట్ త్రూ ది వరల్డ్. ఐ కెన్ సే స్ట్రాంగ్లీ దిస్ పాయింట్ బికాస్ మీరు ఎక్కడ అమెరికాలో ఏ మారుమూల ఏ కంపెనీలో చూసినా మన ఇండియన్స్ ఉంటారు, దట్ టు ఫ్రమ్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్. సో ఇవన్నిటిని బేస్ చేసుకొని నేను మీకు ఇచ్చేటువంటి ఒక చిన్న ఇది ఏంటంటే, ఈ సందర్భంగా మనకున్నటువంటి తక్కువ టైంలో టైం అనేది వేస్ట్ చేసుకోకుండా ఈ అకాడమిక్స్తో పాటుగా ఇలాంటి ఎక్స్టర్నల్ కరిక్యులర్ ఆర్ ఎక్స్ట్రా స్కిల్స్ మీరు ఎక్వైర్ చేయడం అనేది కూడా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఎందుకంటే అది లైఫ్లో మిమ్మల్ని నిలబెడుతుంది కాబట్టి. సో ఈ ప్రొఫైల్ చూసిన తర్వాత ఎవరైనా డెఫినెట్గా ఇన్స్పైర్ అవ్వాల్సిందే. ఓకే, ఈవెన్ ఇది మీకోసమైన సాఫ్ట్ కాపీ పంపించాలని కూడా నాకు ఉంది, ఎందుకంటే దీని నుంచి మనం నేర్చుకోవాల్సింది కూడా ఉంది. ఆఫ్టర్ మీ ప్రొఫైల్ కూడా, మీ రెజ్యూమ్స్ కూడా ఎవ్రీడే అప్డేట్ అవుతూ ఉండాలి. మీరు నేర్చుకునే కొత్త కొత్త వాల్యూ యాడెడ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ కావచ్చు, లేకపోతే మీరు అటెండ్ అయినటువంటి ఒక ఏదైనా వర్క్షాప్ కావచ్చు, లేకపోతే పబ్లికేషన్స్, ఈవెన్ యు ఆర్ ఆల్సో ఎలిజిబుల్ టు రైట్ ది రీసెర్చ్ పేపర్స్ ఇన్ ద గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ at the fourth year level, projects also, your projects, major projects are converted into a publication, a paper. Okay, so of course we are going to give you guidelines how to turn up your project, major project into a publication. ఇవన్నీ కూడా మీ ఫోర్త్ ఇయర్కి వచ్చిన తర్వాత చెప్తాం, ఓకేనా? సో ఇప్పుడు సిద్ధార్థని వితౌట్ డిలే అతన్ని ఇన్వైట్ చేద్దాం. అలాగే అతను చెప్పేటువంటి పాయింట్స్ కానీ, ఓకే, సో అవన్నీ కూడా మీరు ఒకసారి జాగ్రత్తగా విని మీ లైఫ్స్లో కూడా అలాంటి కొత్త చేంజ్ ఈ పాయింట్ నుంచే బిగిన్ అవ్వాలని మనస్ఫూర్తిగా కోరుకుంటూ, సిద్ధార్థని మనస్ఫూర్తిగా ఆశీర్వదిస్తూ, సిద్ధార్థని ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి తను చెప్పబోయేటువంటి ఆ నాలెడ్జ్ లెవెల్ ఏదైతే ఉందో డేటా సైన్స్కి సంబంధించి మీతో షేర్ చేసుకోవాల్సిందిగా నేను సిద్ధార్థని ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాను.
Hello everyone. So Before I start, I would like to thank the principal and sir for introducing me. So I'll just give a short introduction to myself before I start. So my name is Siddharth Pilli. I'm currently working as a data scientist at Infinity Learn, and I'm also working as a deep learning and computer vision intern at IIT Hyderabad. And I'm also representing my company Infinity Learn as a brand ambassador. Also a huge fan for Virat Kohli. And 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 I'm also currently studying in ninth grade. I'm 14 years old in Sri Chaitanya Techno Schools. So that's mostly about myself. And I'll just go over what type of information or what I'll be contributing here in today's session. In today's session, completely and help you guys understand what exactly I'm working on. A bit about my company, Infinity Learn, how exactly I was introduced into technology. So as we know, we are currently in 2021, and in technology, we are having these new fields coming up like blockchain, cryptocurrency, machine learning, AI, and etc. So I just want to give us a small idea on where we are right now in the pinnacle of technology. And if you are, hopefully, if you're interested in AI by today's session, and if you want to join AI and create some projects as well, I'll also give a small segment on how you can be a part of the world of AI, if you're interested, of course. And so, what exactly I work on? So, like I said, I'm currently into data science. I'm working as a data scientist at Infinity Learn. So, my job role mainly comes under three parts of domains. One being computer science, which mainly takes upon programming. Because in the field of data science, we are basically trying to use a heavy machinery of computer resources, mathematics and statistics, and also domain knowledge to provide some insights which can help the company to make the right decisions and to also make the right amount of products which can help the clients and the daily experience. So data science definitely comes under a huge role to improve customer experience and make it more personalized. So for myself, I'm into Python programming, and the best thing about Python is that it supports many machine learning libraries. I'll get back to that later. And this also maths and statistics, where at the end of the day, in data science, we're trying to use these types of machine learning models, which are basically math algorithms, to provide these insights. So there's a lot of mathematics and statistics going into the area as well. And finally, domain and business knowledge. Whenever you try to create a data science, when you try to figure out a solution for a problem using something like a machine, in the field of machine learning, it's important that you have the right domain knowledge in that area, because you have to understand what problem you're trying to solve and using machine learning, and what features, or basically you need a lot of feature engineering, and you need to know what features you need to use to solve a certain problem. So this is mainly what I work on. I work on data science. In simple words, I basically use computer science programming, mathematics and algorithms, and a bit of domain and business knowledge to provide some insights to the company, help them in decision making, and also develop predictive applications which can help the customers or the clients in a much more personalized experience. So when I'm basically throwing out words like machine learning, programming, algorithms, for a common person, it's a bit confusing, of course, because right now machine learning or data science or AI is a huge buzzword and a misconception in the area. So hopefully by end of today's session, at least these are clear. Of course, you guys know better than me as well, but at least I'll try to give what I can contribute in today's sessions to just make machine learning and programming a bit more exciting. So, to explain data science or to explain machine learning in a nutshell, I want to take a small example here. I think we all are fond of weather forecast, right? The weather forecast prediction. So, it's normal that, for example, let's say in a Google application, whenever we log on, we might want to see the next few days of our weather, how exactly is the weather, the temperature, and etc. etc. So when we want to see this, the next few things of prediction, we never go into the idea of how exactly applications like Google or AccuWeather is predicting the weather right now. And this goes on by actually using a machine learning algorithm as well, where in a segment or for like a weather prediction, there's almost years of data which is available. And this years of data can be from basically from 1970 to until 2021's weather data. And this weather data can then be, the data has to be cleaned and everything. And once that's done, this can be fed into a machine learning algorithm. So once the data is fed into a machine learning algorithm, we have to give all the necessary parameters like the target variable, the input variable, and the type of machine learning algorithm and the optimization method. So there's a lot of process that goes into this. And once that's done, there's something called training. Training is basically where we use the algorithm and the data which we have to help the machine learning model understand that, hey, this is basically the past years of data. With this data, try to understand the patterns which are visible there. So this machine learning algorithm tries to understand the patterns over the years of the weather data, and finally, once it's very fond of what exactly the type of data it's working with, it can then analyze and predict today's tomorrow and probably the next few weeks of weather data as well. So this basically comes in the field of what I work on in data science and machine learning. And currently, my company, Infinity Learn, so this gives a small introduction to what Infinity Learn is. So Infinity Learn is basically a company, an edtech competing company by Sri Chaitanya, where we basically help students on cracking their JEE and NEET examinations by making their learning experience more personalized. So here's a problem which we have encountered in the field of learning. So when students are preparing for their exams in the field of JEE and NEET examinations, it's basically very competitive, as we all know. And in this competitive nature, there are few students who might lack certain skills based on their strengths and weaknesses, and few students who might excel upon learning, cracking these examinations like JEE and NEET based on, of course, their strengths and their weaknesses. So our goal is to make learning centralized, which means neither a student is, slacking few skills in JEE and NEET, or neither is, just end up making the best champion he can be to crack these examinations. And that's basically a motto where we use AI and machine learning. Using AI and machine learning, we're trying to make his learning and his examination learning curve much more personalized to him. Which means when he basically starts attempting these question papers on JEE and NEET, when we try to make this learning, where we try to identify his learning paths on how good he is at a certain subject and how bad he is at a certain subject. With this amount of data we collect, we try to identify that and help him just cross in the right learning path, so we can, the skills which he lacks can be skills which he can compete on to make him the next topper. So that's basically where Infinity Learn. So I explained what Infinity Learn is, but what exactly I work at Infinity Learn. So in Infinity Learn, we basically collect the students' test data, their doubts, basically the number of doubts they ask, and what field it comes under, and also the actual students' experience on how exactly, let's say, how was their experience in the application, how well are teachers responding. So with this data which we collect, we try to make different types of analyzations. We try to use different types of data science models to understand how good is a student performing his tests, their doubts, and their experience. And once we basically understand all these types of parameters, we implement new and more exciting features which can help the students' learning to be more and more personalized, helping him to crack his dreams in the field of JEE and NEET. If you guys felt a bit more excited into Infinity Learn, you can check out our website at www.infinitylearn.com. So, Now coming back to what I'm working at IIT Hyderabad. So in IIT Hyderabad, I'm working under the field of deep learning computer vision as an intern, of course. And so I'll just explain the term deep learning computer vision because it's too long right here. So I'll just segregate this into two parts. One being deep learning. Now, to explain deep learning in the most simple and natural terms, deep learning is basically a type of AI where it uses a human method, the human's thinking methods on how exactly a human learns and tries to identify them. So we try to use that principle and implement it in the form of an AI algorithm. So that's basically what comes under the field of deep learning. And in computer vision, in the field of computer vision, again, it's pretty self-explanatory as well. The field of computer vision is where we try to solve problems based on giving eyes to a certain computer. Now, most of you might probably have experience of using their own computer vision applications or deep learning computer vision applications. Has anyone ever tried like an Adobe stamp or something like that? Okay, so if you haven't, it's a pretty cool thing as well, where we basically use something called OCR or object character recognition to identify a certain sheet, which can basically contain a simple English language, and then have that sheet replicated into a digital format PDF. And this is where we basically use deep learning to identify each and every character of an English word inside that page, then translate it over to a much more digital version. So at IIT Hyderabad right now, I'm working in the field of agriculture because in IIT Hyderabad we have a field that technology can be, the field of agriculture can be much more improved and have a bigger effect in the field of agriculture. And we can probably solve many more problems as well. So in IIT Hyderabad, I'm mainly focused on working in this specific challenge called leaf counting, where we basically use few deep learning models and computer vision modules to count the number of leaves in a potted plant. Now this research can be very useful for plant scientists who want to understand the growth, the strength, and how exactly a plant is developing in its early stage, which can then translate over for farmers who can understand its certain health and the progress of a plant as well. So this leaf counting challenge which I worked on is also open source. It means if you guys are interested, you can just go to a website called Unique Challenges and attempt it as well. Now in Unique Challenges, there's almost 100 people who have participated in this leaf counting challenge, and only I mainly said having count the score, which means the accuracy of the algorithm counting the number of leaves in a plant. And I got a chance to come under the second place with 0.68 MA. And the machine learning model I used there was basically called as exception. So again, this is also a pretty cool machine learning model. I won't get too depth into it, but it's basically a deep learning model as well. And in this competition, I came in the second place. Now, as you all understood that, of course, there's something called deep learning. We have the field of data science. So AI is definitely an emerging field right now. But today, the dive deep. So how exactly I was introduced into technology? Well, for someone like me, I was introduced into technology by the whole concept of playing games and attached mobile. That's how I was introduced. So I play a lot of games, even now as well. I play a lot of Pokemon Go and Candy Crush. But when we basically play a lot of these games, for me at a young age, when I was 6 years old, there was this curiosity which developed inside me that, well, how exactly these games were supposed to be made. Yes, I had an answer to all of those questions. Well, for example, I know how exactly, let's say, a building was constructed. I know there's a lot of materials that takes place into there, but what about the game which I play in my daily life, like Pokemon Go? How was that created? Well, when I basically started asking these questions, I basically also started answering these questions myself with the help of my dad's help and the number of internet resources that are available. I slowly started to figure out that these games which I play, they have a background of working under software tools like Unity and C# to basically create these types of games. And from there, I started basically working on, learning these types of programming languages like C, then moving on with Java. I'm pretty fluent with Java, and also a few other data-oriented programming languages, but right now, the job which I'm into and the field which I'm working on really uses Python. So basically, Python and artificial intelligence is where I am at right now. Now, we basically understood what exactly is data science, we understood deep learning, and so we understood a lot of things on what exactly is data science, AI, and they're all buzzwords. But where are we right now during the developments of technology? As we know, new inventions and technology are created in daily life right now. In few seconds, maybe there's someone out there who created a new invention in technology which can for sure help humans in coexisting with each other and solve few of the crucial problems right now.